Since the Troubles ended, the custom has grown up in certain areas, flashpoint areas, of constructing walls so that people didn't have to communicate, didn't have to look at each other, didn't have to cohabit together. They became known as peace walls, and they are grotesque, they're horrible, but they've become a tourist attraction. People want to come and see a peace wall. One of the great aims for those that follow me should be to see those walls coming down because they're not needed anymore.
Look full in his wonderful face, and the things.
There are Christian priests and Christian pastors that are learning to work together across these divides and see their common faith, their common core faith as a resource for healing. We saw this at the New Life Center in Belfast with Pastor Jack McKee.
He's prepared to take a stand even when the pressure was on.
The building itself is unique because the building literally straddles the dividing line in Belfast. Half of the building is on the Protestant side of the divide and half the building is on the Catholic side of the divide. And so that enables us to reach out to both communities. This becomes a place of reconciliation because people come here, they meet with each other, they have coffee, and they come from both sides of the divide. We're reaching out to the community at very practical levels every single day of the week. If there's one thing that encourages the terrorist organisations to continue to exist, is their sense of purpose. When they see the dividing wall and they see the gates that are closing every day, it continues to give them their raison d'etre, it continues to give them their reason to exist. You take away the division, then their reason to exist is removed.
One of the great challenges for the next generation is to tell people you'll never get on until you take a wall down and understand there's more that unites you than divides you.
What holds us together in unity is the capacity to be with each other, to honour each other, to nurture each other, to support each other in our differences, to have really fine arguments, to have deep relationships that flourish within our public disagreement.
There are two cultures, there's the blame culture and the penitential culture. And the blame culture keeps looking at what has happened and said, look what they did to me. The penitential culture says, this bad thing has happened, now it's up to us to do something about it. And from that springs the prophetic voice. And we've had a dearth of the prophetic voice in Ireland over years, but it's never too late.
I want to work for a Belfast where people actually live out those words of Jesus, love one another and love your enemies.
I believe that it was the prayers of people from right around the world, and not only in Ireland, that eventually created the seismic shift that enabled the politicians to do their bit. And I still feel that's true. And I feel that in these days there has been a resurgence of a very early form of Christian prayer, contemplative prayer. And I believe that in that, as we let go and let God, with no agenda, then in the unseen world there is a shift towards inclusion and unity and peace.
Studied for a master's in ecumenism. In other words, looking at how do we promote Christian unity. There's a concept that was developed a few years ago called ecumenical tithing. In ecumenical tithing, this is an encouragement for Christians to make a commitment that each week that they would give part of their time to do something that would foster Christian unity. I ended up going to a local church, a Church of Ireland church, very close to where I was living. And I had such a profound spiritual experience there that still stays with me. That from that moment onwards, on a Sunday, where I have time, I will worship in another denomination. it life-giving. I've really loved the whole experience. Now, to be very honest with you, there are some people that actually think that they're going to convert me. I've been given tracts, I've been given King James Bible, I've been given all sorts of things. And that what I would really be saying back to them is, oh, please do. I believe I need conversion on a daily basis. So if you feel you can convert me, by all means, please do so. Because the way I would see it is actually every single day I have to begin again. And I suppose more than anything else, I probably would call that sanctification. But for me, I'm all for that.